Namaskar and a very warm welcome to the webinar session on ICT Tools in Education. I am Neha Tripathi. Today we are going to learn about creating animation using Open Toonz. Open Toonz is a free open source 2D animation program for Windows, Mac and Linux. It has all the features required to make a full animated movie. To tell us all about this and to give us some practical learning sessions, we have with us Mr. Suresh Babu, a high school teacher and master trainer at Kerala Infrastructure and Technology for Education. He is joining us from Kerala. Welcome to the show, Mr. Suresh.
Good evening, everybody, and thanks a lot to the NCERT CIET team for creating this interactive platform where teachers, students, and the public can learn a lot about the ICT.
Before we start our conversation for the day, here I want to add that you can ask questions related to the topic on our toll-free numbers 1800111265 and 1800112199. You can even send your queries on our official YouTube channel, NCERT Official. And you can mail us your queries on our email address, ciet.kishoremanch@gmail.com. You can also share your feedback with us on our mail ID, ciet.kishoremanch@gmail.com. So let's begin the session. Mr. Suresh, let's start with the tutorial session on Open Toonz. If you can just share your screen and help us understand how the basic tools in Open Toonz work so that we can also start making simple animations in it.
Not only the basics, but also to some extent of higher level of doing animation using a free and open source professional level 2D animation software. Open Toonz. Of course, Open Toonz is a great free and open source software for doing professional 2D animation. First of all, I mention some of its main features. Powerful digital drawing tools are available in Open Toonz for both raster and vector levels. We will see this in the next session. Frame by frame animation. At the beginning of learning animation in any platform, we use frame by frame technique to know what is happening in animation. That is, frame by frame animation is also available in the Open Toonz software. Hence, there is no need to use other simple animation softwares for learning frame by frame animation. This software itself is a great for this purpose also. Training technique. Training is a key process in all types of animation. It is the process of generating intermediate frames between two images called keyframes to give the appearance that the first image evolves smoothly into the second image. Our Open Toonz software supports all types of tuning like motion, rotation, scaling, etc. Also, it supports shape tuning as well. Effects are used generally in computer graphics animated films. Hence, the effects are unavoidable in animation. Applying effects in Open Toonz is also possible. These are only some of the main features of Open Toonz software. As we have only a limited time, the description or discussion of the software is currently being closed. Now I will show how can we download and install this software. At present, from the official website of Open Toonz, we can download the software only for Windows and Mac OS. So for the Linux users, including me, I recommend to use the custom version of Open Toonz. It is available at the Moravana project. The URL is given below. You can download from this site, and here the software is available for Linux, Windows and Mac users. After downloading the software, which is an app image, at first you give the executive permission. Then by double clicking or by using the run option, we can install it. After installing the software, if we start Open Toonz, it should look a lot like this. By default, Open Toonz comes with a sandbox project, and this sandbox is a great place for our first animation experiment. Or we can use the new project. Let us name our scene. We have to name our scene like this. And down that we have to browse for folder to save in. And again down that we can check the screen resolution, which is 1920 times 1080 pixels. It is a very common screen resolutions around the globe at the moment. And down here we can see 24 frames per second as the frame rate, which is also a very great frame rate for our animation. And before we click the create scene button, make sure that we have automatically save every 10 or 5 minutes activated, which is a real life saver. If our software crashes or our computer has a power failure, then we will never lose more than 5 or 10 minutes of our work. Now we are ready to jump into the program by clicking create scene. Open Toonz interface is organized into rooms, also known as workspaces. Each room is a different collection of windows which are laid out at specific positions on the screen. Here we can find the menu bar, which is found in all other softwares, but on the right side of this we can see a lot of rooms or workspaces. This is one of the important things that we should remember, that is Open Toonz has different types of interfaces which are called rooms. We can click and go through these rooms. We can customize our rooms also. By default, Open Toonz comes with the room of basics. We also use the basics room at this time. As in other softwares, we see the menu bar on the top with the rooms. We have already mentioned this. On the left side, there is a toolbar containing a number of tools like animate tool, selection tool, brush tool, geometric tool, type tool, etc. In the center, there is the viewer or canvas. Here it is called camera or camera view. Using the scroll wheel of the mouse, we can zoom in or zoom out. By pressing and holding the wheel and moving, we can move the scene also. On the right side, we can see level strip and the X street. The X street is actually the timeline also. On the level strip, our drawings will be listed here. And on the X street, we will arrange the drawings for animation. Just below the camera or canvas, there is a level palette. It contains the styles that can be used to draw lines and paint our lines and areas. As I already mentioned, one of the unique features of this software is that we can create raster and vector level images. First of all, I will show the difference between the raster and vector images in a simple way. Using the brush tool, I draw a simple curve. After adjusting the size of the brush and from the level palettes, changes the color also. By zooming the window, we can understand that it is a raster image. We can see the image we have already drawn not only in the canvas or camera but also at two other places, one on the level strip and the other on the column 1 of the X sheet. Now I select the first frame of column 2 in the X sheet and select the level option from the menu bar and choose new vector level. Some other levels are also available here. After giving a name, click OK. Using the brush tool, draw a curve just like the above in the scene. By zooming in, we can show the difference between raster image and vector image. Hence, not only in animation classes, but in other digital drawing classes as well, we can use this software to show the difference between the raster and vector drawings in a single scene itself. Now we are going to our first session, which is included only to know or understand what is happening in animation using Open Toonz. by the frame by frame technique. First of all, we have to delete the drawings in the scene or take a new project. To delete, it is easy to select the frame in the X sheet and press delete button using the keyboard. Select the first frame of column 1 in the X sheet and then go to level in menu bar and select new vector level and give a name for this level and click OK. Select the brush tool and adjust its size and draw a curve like this and change its color also. If I click on the second frame of the column 1, the scene is empty and we can't see the drawings in the first frame. To view a preview of the drawings in the first frame, we have to enable the Onionskin facility. To do that, we use the option Relative Onionskin toggle. It is just near the frame number, a yellow dot color. Then I draw a curve like this in this frame too. Continue this process in the next few frames. I draw up to frame number 12. Now press the play button which is below the canvas. We can see a simple animation. Disable the Onionskin facility. By clicking on each frame one by one, we can see the drawings. By moving the mouse over these frames, we can see the changes in the scene. This is one of the simple frame by frame animation. In animation, figures are manipulated to appear as moving images. That is, animation is a process where images are shown in a rapid order or sequence to create the illusion of movement. Preview of the play is also available in the render options, which is in the menu bar. To save this, we have to fix the output file. For that, from the render options from the menu bar, select output settings and in file settings, select save in folder. Then give name and file type. Here I give GIF. After closing this window, again go to render and click render button. The shortcut key is Shift, Ctrl and R. Or we can use the select fast render to MP4 in this option. After a few seconds, rendering will complete and we can see the file in the folder. In this first session, I have shown only these: downloading and installing the Open Toonz software, then the interface of Open Toonz, difference between vector and raster levels in Open Toonz, and finally we made a simple frame by frame animation using the brush tool. In the next session, we will learn how to create a 2D animation of planets revolving around the sun. Thanks for all. Now we are going to start one of our main activities, planets moving around the sun. I will show the first part of creating the objects and its movement. We can complete the remaining part in the same way. Let us start to create a 2D animation for this topic in Open Toonz. Open the software and start a new scene or a project. The grid mechanism of the software can be used to mark the points at exact positions. So enable field guide or grid and safe area options. We have to zoom in for seeing the scene clearly. In this activity, we are doing our drawings in vector level. Hence, after selecting frame 1 of column 1 in the X-sheet window, select level, new vector level. Give an appropriate name and press OK. For representing the sun, we need a circle. Hence, to draw a circle, select geometric tool from the toolbar. Then select circle from the shape drop-down option from the tool options panel. Now draw a circle using the mouse on the canvas using click and drag. The first clicked point will be the center of the circle. Now adjust the level palette to add more color options. By default in level palette there are two options, color 0 and color 1. Color 0 means transparent and color 1 is always black. To obtain a second color, we use the option New Style button or right click and choose New Style. A duplicate of color 1 will appear. Then choose another color from the color options and use the fill tool to fill the circle. We have to draw orbits using the tool circle with the same center and in different radius and in different colors. Now disable the grid option. Now we need the first planet which should revolve around the sun through the first orbit. Thus we are going to draw another object which is also a circle which needs animation. So we move to the first cell of column 2 and select level, new vector level, give appropriate name and press OK. Draw a circle along anywhere on the first orbit and give appropriate color. Similarly, we will draw planets 2 and 3 in column 3 and column 4. Now we need animation for these 3 planets which are in different columns. Duration of our animation is 15 seconds and our frame rate is 24. Hence we need all the objects in 15 into 24 equal to 360 frames. We have to decide how many times these objects should revolve around the center object. Here I decide the first planet will revolve around the sun 10 times in 30 seconds. Second planet 8 times and the third planet 6. As it is only a demo animation, I take the rotation time in this way. Now we have to insert all the images we have already drawn in frame 1 of all columns up to the 360th frame. To do this, by shift key pressing in keyboard, select all the cells in frame 1 from column 1 to column 4. Then we will see a small button at the bottom of the final cell. Click and drag it up to frame number 360. Select cell 1 of the column 2 and choose the animate tool on the toolbar. Watch the tool options panel just below the menu bar. The available options are column 2, position, etc. Make sure we are in column 2. That is, after selecting the animate tool in the toolbar, make sure that column 2 is selected. Now select the center button from the next option. Make sure that the center of this object is the same as the center of the sun or the center object. If it is a different point while in animation, the object will rotate by considering this point as the origin. Hence we make sure this. If it is a different point, we can correct it by clicking and dragging the mouse. In this case, select rotation option instead of center. There are some other options also, position, scale, etc. Now again make sure that we are in the first frame in column 2. Select the rotation value to 0 degree in the rotation option and press enter key on the keyboard. With this, the keyframe has been set in the first frame. The first frame in column 2 also shows a hint of keyframe in it, a small question mark. Select frame number 360 in column 2. Make sure that the animate tool is active. Change the rotation value to minus 3600 and press enter key. In order to rotate the object in clockwise direction, we have taken the negative sign. If you want the object to rotate in anti-clockwise direction, then there is no need of the negative sign. With this, the second keyframe has been set in this frame, that is in frame number 360. Click the play button at the bottom of the canvas. We see that the circle is enclosing or revolving around the sun 10 times. Similarly, we have to rotate the objects in column 3 and column 4. The second planet in column 3 will revolve around the sun 8 times in 30 seconds. So the rotation value at the frame number 360 is 8 into 360 equal to 2880. And the third planet in column 4 will revolve around the sun 6 times in 30 seconds. So the rotation value at frame 360 is 6 into 360 equal to 2160 degree, and we will take the negative numbers in order to revolve the object in the clockwise direction. These values are only for the demo of this animation. Now I will show you the shape tuning technique and applying effects in this simple animation of a frame. If we understand some tricks in animation, this type of animations can be created within a short time. Open the software and create a new scene or project. Here I will create a background with a black color. For that, select frame 1 of column 1 and change it into a vector level. Then, using the rectangle tool, which is already available at Geometric Tools, draw a rectangle by completely covering the camera and fill it with black color. Now we draw a simple flame in the next column, that is in frame 1 of column 2. First of all, change it into a vector level. And draw a figure like triangle using the polyline like this. The polyline tool is also in Geometric Tools. And fill it with an appropriate color. By using the control point editor, we can modify it into a type of flame as you like. Using the nodes, we can convert this into any type of image. Now look at the level strip panel. If it is not seen here, we can include it from the window menu. Now select the frame from the level strip. Then the background of the scene will disappear. Only the drawings are seen here. Right click on this frame and select Add Frame. Change the from and to values. I have given here from value 2 and to value 6. and press the add button. Thus we have obtained 5 blank frames in the level strip. Select the image from frame 1 using the selection tool and copy it. For this we use Ctrl+C. And then select frame 6 in the level strip and paste. For that we use Ctrl+V. Using the control point editor tool, change its shape like this. Now select all these 6 frames by using Shift key and select the Auto In Between option and click In Between button. Here Easy In and Easy Out are the 2 interpolation options available in between. Thus in all the 6 frames the images are appeared with the smooth changes from frame 1 to frame 6. This technique is used in the animation of eye movement, lip movement, etc. Now select frame 6 and do the same activity for the next 6 frames. Now select all the 12 frames and right click and choose Expose in X sheet. Now in column 3 of the X sheet, all these frames are copied from 1 to 12. Insert the background image up to 12 by dragging this button. And again up to frame number 60. Frame 1 to 12 of column 3 are copied and included up to frame 60. If we click the play button, we can see the animation without any effects. Column 2 contains only 1 frame and it is also in column 3 of the first frame. So we have to delete this column. Right click on column and select delete. Now we are going to create some kind of effects. For doing this we will move to the animation room. The rooms are already available on the top of the menu bar. Then we can see a new tab known as FX schematic. In this window, from the right bottom corner, click a button named Toggle FX Stage Schematic. Then the nodes will look like this. In this stage schematic window, right click on column 2. Choose Insert FX Light Glow. In this way, here a large number of effects are available here. We use only the glow effect from light. Then a new option comes in between column 2 and X sheet named Glow 2. Contains 2 nodes, light and source. Light is already connected to column 2. We will connect the source to column 2 also. Now go to the preview button just above the camera on the right side top. We can see some level of effect is applied to our object. To obtain more level of effects, double click on Glow 02. A new window will appear. Here we can change the values of blur, brightness, fade, etc. Different kinds of effects. And you can try this. We have already learned how to save the file and export it into video formats. Now I will show some of the educational purpose animations which are created in Open Toonz for secondary level mathematics at the time of self-learning of this software. These simple animations are uploaded in Samagra, which is the official web portal of the Education Department of Kerala. Here in Kerala schools, Little Kites IT Club is a unique initiative of KITE, and the student members have got various trainings including 2D and 3D animation in TupiTube and Blender. car, we actually move the background in the opposite direction of the vehicle moving. Hence, we draw the background in the viewer with length and width more than that of the canvas. Here we use the rotation tuning for the wheels. We draw different parts of the background and the vehicles in different columns. By drawing in this way, we can make changes any point at any time with easy. Start a new project. In column 1, change it to vector level. We use only vector level in this activity. Using the geometric tool, rectangle, draw a large rectangle in the camera like this. And using fill tool, fill a light blue color. It is the sky. Select the column 2 and choose level, vector level, and give appropriate name and change the colors. Using the brush tool, draw a land like this. There is no particular shape for this. We can edit the shape by using the tool Control Point Editor. And we can fill it. Draw some hills like this using the same tool with color green. Make sure that the figures drawn are closed, then only we can fill it. Here I draw the land and hills in the same column. We can use in different columns also. Now select first frame of column 3 and change its level to vector level and give an appropriate name. Here I give the name road. Here we are going to draw a road with light black color, including white line in the middle from the left to right. Hence in the level palette I bring two different colors, black and white. Using the rectangle tool, draw a rectangle for road and fill it with grey color. Then I draw small rectangles with white colors and take a duplicate of it and place in the middle of the road for 10 or 15 times. This we use Ctrl C and Ctrl V. Ctrl C for copying and Ctrl V for pasting. If you have enough time, we can draw clouds in the sky also. Thus we have completed the drawing for the background scene. Now we are going to draw our character. Here the character is the vehicle. For this, first we have to hide the background columns by just clicking here. Select first frame of column 4 and choose level to vector level and give name as car. Choose a different color in level palette. Here we use the polyline tool for drawing a vehicle. Instead of using the basics room, we can use the drawing room also. Enable the grid also. It should also be a closed figure. That is, the beginning and end point should be coincide. After drawing the body part of the vehicle, disable the grid option. Now select column 5 and move to level to vector level. And we are going to draw a simple figure of a driver sitting in the vehicle using the polyline tool like this. And using the control point editor, we have to adjust the shape of the driver as you like and fill a color in it. We have to adjust the shape at any time. And in column 6 we draw a tire for the vehicle. We use 2 or 3 different colors. Enable grid option also. Using the circle tool, we draw 3 circles with the same center and different radius like this. Also we draw 3 quadrilaterals like this in the middle of the circle using the polyline tool, and adjust its shape by using control point editor, and fill the different parts of the tire with the different colors. Now we have to disable the grid option. Now we need one more tire, which is in column 7. Take a duplicate of column 6 and paste it in column 7. Before taking duplicate, we have to group all the drawings in column 6. Select all, then right click and select the group option. Enable all the columns and then the scene look like this. Place the tire in the correct position of the car. Here the background images are in 3 different columns, column 1, column 2 and column 3, which are sky, land and road. We have to combine these 3 into a single column for doing our work easier. For that, holding the shift key, select the 3 columns, then right click and select the option collapse. A warning message will appear. Click apply. Now we have only one column for these 3 columns and the total number of columns reduced to 5. Before starting any animation or drawing work, we should prepare a storyboard. As this is only an hour session, I just avoid this section, but we should remember the importance of storyboard. Here the animation is for 10 seconds at 24 frames per second. Hence the total number of frames is 24 into 10 equal to 240. And for one complete rotation of tire, it takes 360 degree. All the drawings are in the first frame only. We have to copy and paste these into the first 250 frames. For that, by shift click and select all the cells in the first frame and drag down up to 240. Go to the first cell of column 1 and see the preview. Render preview. We will see only this in the first frame, that is in camera view. Close this preview. Now we are going to give movements for background at first. Be sure that we are in frame 1 of column 1. Enable the animate tool from the toolbar and choose position, and then look at the east-west value. Click on this and press enter key in keyboard. Thus the keyframe is added in frame 1 for background. Now move to frame 240 and change the position of BG in this way, and in the tool options east-west value here, and select this and press enter key. Thus a keyframe is added in frame 240 also. Now if we press the play button, the movements will be in this way. Background is moving, but there is no life for the vehicle. Now we need movements or rotation for the wheels. For that, select column 1 containing wheel 1. Enable the animate tool. Choose center from tool options. Zoom in, and using the mouse drag the center to wheel's correct center position. By zoom in, we can place it at correct center position. Do the same for the second wheel in the next column. Again select column 4, which contains wheel 1, and choose the rotation in the tool options and set the rotation value to be 0 degree and press enter key. Do the same for the second wheel in the next column. Now move to frame 240 for column 3 and change the rotation value to 3600 degree and press enter key. 3600 degree means that the tire will rotate 10 times in the stipulated time. Do the same for the second wheel also. Now press the play button. If there is any mistake in the rotation, change the value of rotation to negative for both the wheels. Then see the preview.
Program. We have learned a lot, Mr. Suresh, from you. We have learned how to make this animation, what are the tools, the nitty-gritties of this particular tool. It has all the features required to make a full animated video, animated movie. That's what I can make out from this. And it's incredibly powerful to do traditional 2D animation as well. So if you are new to animation or just want to play around, there is no better place to start with Open Toonz. It is built with solid traditional animation principles and made for working in a team as well. So, Mr. Suresh, anything else that you want to add for our viewers? If you have anything else to say.
It's been a few months since I started to learn and use this Open Toonz software. If my memory is correct, it started in March 2020. Before that, TupiTube, Synfig and Blender were used, but I couldn't make any learning products using TupiTube and Synfig. Any type of animation can be created using this Open Toonz software. It is possible to prepare according to the imagination of the teachers. We all are teachers and we can make simple to complex level of animations using this software. GeoGebra software is used to create interactive files related to mathematics many years before I use Open Toonz. Now also I still highly depend on GeoGebra, only secondly the Open Toonz comes to me. In mathematics class we are using these kinds of ICT enabled teaching aids creating by GeoGebra. Here sum of the angles of a triangle is 180 degree. Here it is the Pythagorean theorem. In mathematics, the Pythagorean theorem is a fundamental relation among the three sides of a right triangle. It states that the area of the square whose side is the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the areas of the squares on the other two sides. Area of a circle. We already know area of a circle is pi r square and we didn't know how we obtain this formula. By visualizing this, we can understand the area of a circle is always pi r square. This is an example of conic sections in the higher secondary level. It is the square pyramid. We can visualize the square pyramid in this way. All these animations can be made with the help of Open Toonz also. Thanks for giving me an opportunity to present a session on Open Toonz 2D animation software in this training program. It has only been a few months since I started to learn and
Thank you, sir, for joining us and telling us all about Open Toonz. That's all for this session, and after a short break, we will have our session on Sahyog, that is on building mental well-being and wellness amidst crisis. Stay tuned. Namaskar.